Hi. How you doing? What's going on? Amy's here. Hi, Amy. Let's see if you're the first commenter. Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. Let's try this again. And Robin is the first commenter. TTYY. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Anyway, hi. And Amy's here, and Rupert's here, and Kirsten is here. Hi. Hi, guys. How you doing? If you're joining live, you can comment, you can say stuff, you can do likes and things. Ray is here, Mikey's here. It wasn't me. Alright, here's the deal. Since a bunch of you are already here, if this thing craps out, I'm going to start another one. So look for it. I don't know if I'll see that it craps out. There's a Facebook user. Donna is here. And Irene is also here. Irene and Donna, there's a link at the top of this post that says I'm using Ecamm Live, and there's a link to click, and what happens is it'll show your face. Otherwise, I see this. I see Facebook user. Everything is new on this computer. I see Facebook user, and I don't know who it is. So I do have my phone here, so I know that that's Donna, and I know the other one is Irene. I'll add my name on one day. Says Richard. Oh, great. There's a whole bunch of you that are anonymous. You know what, then? I'm just going to call you Facebook user. I'm not even going to look and see who you are. It's going to be Facebook user, says. Anyway, replay people, let me know you're here. Hashtag replay. Okay, there's a lot of you live here. All right, so if this thing craps out, I'm going to just start a new one. And I'll tell you in the thing. So let's just get started for whoever looks for this. Energy vampires. Yeah, this might be different than I was going to do 2 days ago, because I realized that the biggest energy vampire in your life is you. So, where's the sound? How come I don't hear my clicks? I like the clicks. I don't hear any sound. Because the volume's down. Somebody comment. And then, so... What was I going to say? I said the other day I did the word one, and I couldn't think of words, and then I did self-sabotage, and I sabotaged the whole thing, and then I did procrastination, and the video started crapping out and procrastinated on me, and then I said, so I'm doing vampires, because what's the worst that could possibly happen? My computer died. So don't push your luck is the moral of the story. So the as you may have remembered, the Facebook Lives kept crashing earlier in the week, and I didn't know what the problem was. I thought it was a problem on my end. So after it did it like 4 times that day, what's today, Friday? So on Wednesday, because I didn't do a live yesterday, after I did it several times on Wednesday, I shut everything down. I decided, let me reboot my computer. And so I reboot the computer, and I get this weird error. And I was like, this is weird. And so I'm trying to fix the error. And lo and behold, in doing it, I tried launching in safe mode and updating the operating system, and the whole thing just went dead. I can't get it to turn on. No sound, no power, no screens, nothing. Just a dead. It's dead. So I was like, okay. Here's what I did. This is an interesting thing. Do you remember I told you about the car a couple months ago, however long ago that was, and I said that when my car died and my wife was out shopping and she was about a mile away from the house and the car wouldn't start, and we only had one car, so if we don't have a car, that's a problem. So my immediate response is, what the fuck am I gonna do, right? But I said, you know what? I bet that there's a gift here. I bet that the universe is giving me a gift somehow, and I don't know what it is yet, and I may not like the way it's delivering it to me, but there's a gift here. And sure enough, it turned out that once we got the car to the mechanic, they were able to fix the starter and get it started, but they found another thing that was a bigger problem that if we didn't fix could have been dangerous. So I was like, well, there's your gift. And then some other things happened after that, and we were able to get a new car, so now we have 2 cars, so that's good. And And so then the computer thing happened, and I went to bed that night. What was the Wednesday night? The computer was dead, and I was feeling that same feeling, like, what am I gonna do? Right, that feeling, because I don't have 6 computers laying around. I got my computer, and that's it. And my whole business is on my computer. So I was like, well, I'm just out of business now. That's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. Obviously, I'm going to get a new computer. And then I said, I'm going to get a new computer. And I just was like, hey, I'm getting a new computer. I don't know how, and I don't know when. I'm getting a new computer. And I went to bed all happy that I was getting this new computer. I got all excited about it. I literally got excited about it. I woke up the next morning and I was practicing. Oh, I'm getting a new computer. Don't worry that this one's dead. I don't know how or when I'm getting a new one, but I'm getting a new one. And the strangest thing happened. I started looking up on Apple, and I saw, they have these new Mac Minis, which are like perfect, and they're really good for video editing, which is great, and they're very inexpensive, and they don't come with anything, which is why they're expensive. But I had everything. I already have a nice monitor. I have a hair on my nose. I could see it. I already have a nice monitor and a keyboard and all that stuff. So I was just like, I just need the computer, and I got it. And there was this Apple Pay thing, and I could pay it off over 12 months. So I didn't even need to, like blow out an emergency fund or anything. And I was just like, look at this. And the best part was, for $8, they delivered it to my house in like 3 hours. 3 hours later, a guy was knocking on my door, handed me a bag with a computer in it. I was like, get out of here. And I was like, look at that, I got a new computer. So that was pretty awesome. But it was, and then as it turned out, it had nothing to do with the computer. The whole Facebook Live thing, the lives ending had nothing to do with the computer after all. It turns out that Facebook's been updating stuff, and in doing so, any third-party streaming apps are not working in groups lately. So it started on Tuesday, the day that we all noticed it with My Lives, and then Wednesday. And so anyone using Ecamm or Zoom or BeLive, none of those things were working in Facebook groups. They'd work for a little while, and then the thing would just stop. So it wasn't even my computer. I rebooted it and crashed it for nothing. So, what do you call it? So anyway, so that's the moral of the story, is that I could have been my own energy vampire, to bring it around to the topic of the day. Because here's the thing. I was talking about energy vampires the other day, and so they're the people who suck the energy out of your life. But really, the only energy vampire in your life is you. You are the one who either allows these people in or you don't. And basically that's it. So here's how we do it. I know Ray's telling me to breathe somewhere, so I'm gonna take a breath. Number one, these people lack confidence, or they are trying to use you for their own gain, or they are like manipulators and narcissistic kind of people. Whatever they're doing that they're trying to suck the energy out of you, you have the power to not let them. And so here are the ways that I was trying to explain as are like defenses to these energy vampires. And the first is self-awareness. Now, if somebody's trying to get something out of you or control you or manipulate you or asking you to do a project that you don't want to do or blah, 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 right? Here's the deal. When you have been practicing self-awareness, what happens is you start to know your own desires. You start to understand the direction that you want your life to go in. And then if you're not doing energy work to understand yourself, to really become aware of your desires and the things that you want in your life, if you're not doing that work and you're not really stable in your desires and your direction, then you're going to be easily swayed. You're not planted into the ground. You're not grounded. You're not firmly implanted in such a way that you are a rock, facing the direction you want to go. Because now other people can kind of move you around and get you to do their thing. So it's not that they're evil. It's not that they're sinister. It's not that they're con artists even, but people might come to you and be like, hey, I got this project. You want to work on it with me? And you don't know your directions and you don't want to be rude. So you're just like, I guess it seems kind of cool. It seems like something I could do, And have you ever like said yes to something and then a month or 6 months or 10 years later, you're just like, why am I doing this thing? Like, why did I ever say yes to this? It's not anything that I wanted to do. The problem is that you didn't know what you wanted to do, so you were able to get swayed. So self-awareness is extremely important to understand, like, what is it that I want? Now, once you do understand what you want, or once you at least start doing the work to understand what you want, you're going to get a sense of what you want. And the second thing becomes discernment. Discernment and the ability to say no. Because when people come to you and say, hey, do this thing for me. Hey, I need this. Or when people are trying to passively manipulate you or actively manipulate you, and they're just users who just latch onto you, you have to be able to understand that not only have I figured out the direction I want to go in, but this isn't it. This is not it. And I have to say no to this. And it is a swift, strict no. Now, saying no to things is absolutely okay. You are allowed to say no to things. You are allowed to say to people, no, I don't want to do that. You don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to make them feel bad. You can be very polite in society ways. You can be like, hey, thanks for thinking about me. That doesn't really feel like a good fit for me right now. I'm going to respectfully decline and fuck off, right? So that's how you do it. And it's really not that hard. And the thing is that when it's harder for you to do it usually than it is for the person to hear it. They might not want that to be the answer, but most people will respect that. Oh, okay, well, I thought of you, and I thought that it would be cool. If you change your mind, let me know. You're not going to change your mind because you now have this self-awareness. You know the direction that you're going in. Now, sometimes though, people do get in under the wire, and they kind of sway you without realizing it. And these are the manipulators and the narcissists and the users, the people who really just get their claws in without you even knowing it. You're the frog in the pot. Forget about eat the frog. Now you're the frog, right? And you're the frog in the pot, except that they put you in the pot and then they turned up the heat and you don't realize it's getting hot in here until it's too late. Now they're in. Now, this is when you have to do number 3, which is circle the wagons. Sometimes you just have to cut off ties. It doesn't have to be like I don't mean like you have to call everybody and be like, I am not talking to you anymore. I don't mean that. I just mean like disappear. Pull into yourself a little bit so that you can feed on your own energy rather than feeding on theirs or letting them feed on yours, right? So I call this circle the wagons, where you just kind of need to retreat. You ever see in those cowboys, the Western things when the prairie people were getting attacked, they'd circle the wagons, right? Then so all the wagons would be around, and then they'd be inside, and the attackers would be on the outside. So that's what this is. You're kind of like creating an energy shield around you, just by not answering the phone for a day or a week or whatever it takes. You're going to retreat to your own power so that you can kind of reset yourself and reset your self-awareness, figure out what you want, realize why this isn't what you want it to be, and formulate how you're going to say, this isn't what I want, no thank you. Then you can return to the situation and reboot it. It's kind of like when your computer's not working and you try a reboot. Usually that works. Occasionally, your computer's just dead, but not usually. So sometimes you need to just reboot a situation, reboot a relationship, and that's what you got to do. So that's energy vampires. Really, if you notice though, these people are just people that want something out of you. 99% of them will not be evil or mean or about it at all. Everybody wants something from somebody, right? You're allowed to say no, because in that case, if you're saying yes to things that are not your thing, then the only energy vampire is you, to yourself. We're still live. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, let's go to the comments. I'm not hearing my clicks though. I don't know what happened to them. You ever get a new computer and now everything is new? It's like I want to do a thing that usually takes me 5 seconds, but in order to do the thing, I need to install the software. And now it's software that I used to have installed, except now since it's new on this machine, I have to log into it. Except I don't remember the password. You know what I'm talking about. all that stuff. It was me, not replay, but it is because Facebook user says hi. Hi. Robin says, whoa, that's big. Hang on. Let's get this right. There we go. That's still a little big. Robin says, I don't know why t-shirt keep coming up first. Crazy. What? Okay. Okay. Looks good so far. I'll add my name someday. That was Richard. How about this today? Bravo, I'm getting set up. Cool. I'm just skipping all the hello comments. TTYY is Robin trying to type anything fast to be the first comments. Ah, okay. And Facebook user says, sick. Are you sick? Should we call the doctor? I don't even know who you are. So, okay. Oh, it's Thunder from Down Under. Oh, man, I really wish I knew who these people were. I better not. He's anonymous. Crimson says, hello. Hello, how are you? Amy, sound is good today. Good. Yeah, I have it set up. Hi. Energy vampires suck. Mikey. That's funny. Everybody's looking for excitement. These are we still saying hello? I was excited when I got my first Mac. Okay. Another Facebook user says, wow. Another Facebook user says, you don't have 6 computers? Dang, bro. Who's that? I'm going to go back through these. I don't... who is that? Not to do... I don't know. I'm sorry. There's too many of you anonymous people today. If you're anonymous and it's Facebook user, you got to click that link at the top of the post. It says eCam link. You only have to do it once, theoretically, and then you're in for, ever until it stops working and everybody has to do it again. Amy says, manifest your intentions and let the universe deal with the hows and the whens. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier with the computer in the car. I have been really, really practicing that. And by the way, that took a lot of effort. It didn't just happen. I have had to do my energy work daily with the intention of stop trying to figure out how and when stuff's going to happen for you. Your job is what you want, why you want it. That's your job. The universe's job is how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. Why? Because the universe wants to surprise and delight you, but nobody can surprise and delight you if you are so particular about how and when it has to happen. How can you be surprised if you know exactly how and exactly when it's going to happen? You can't be surprised. That's the opposite of surprise. So, surprise, that doesn't work. Deb says, hi, Bobby and company. There's a sound. That's not the sound I want, though. Robin says, when you become aware of your desires, then you can be brave and bold enough to say no. Yeah, cool. I think I said that, but you didn't put that in quotes. But that's kind of what I said. Oh, by the way, the reason I went live here today was because I have another group. It's a secret group. I'm the only member in it. It's my practice I call it backstage. And so whenever I'm practicing something with my live stuff, I go live in that group and I see how it works. So I was going live in that group all day today. I had one live running for like an hour and a half, and they just worked. Nothing was crapping out. So I was hoping maybe that meant that the Facebook fixed the problem, and so far so good. So let's see what happens. Mikey says codependency. Robin says self-awareness is important to be able to ward off energy vampires. Yes. We are allowed to say no. Yes. I think that's really, really important to remember, is that we are allowed to say no. And another thing that didn't come up today, but is also an important thing, you're allowed to say no. You're also allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind. That should be another daily fuel. Changing your mind. I'm going to forget that. I don't have my pads. Everything is a mess in here with the wires. Anyway, somebody remind me of that one of these days. You're allowed to change your mind. Unless I change my mind, I don't want to do it. Facebook user says, I needed this advice today too, Bobby. I appreciate your wisdom and understanding of this world. Well, I have to know who that is. I mean, come on. Oh, Bo. Let's see. Where are we? Don't know why. Oh, that's way in the beginning. Manifest your... No. I saw that. When you become... Self-awareness is important. We are allowed to say no. It's getting hot in here. I didn't see that one. I needed this today. Oh, that's Richard. Hi, Richard. Okay, cool. I'm glad, Richard. Sorry. All right. Robin says, retreat to your own power. I like that. Yeah, that was cool. I like that too. Hard to unlearn this. Who's this? This is Donna. Hard to unlearn this, but dang, it feels good to lose the vampires. Yeah. It does feel good. When you gain that power back, then you realize that the vampires have no teeth. That's really it, man. They have no teeth when you gain your power back. Let's see if I can read this before it drifts off. Amy says, drifting. That's funny. Drifting in your thoughts gives the universe no clue what you actually want. So nothing really comes your way except those that want to use you for their goals. Yeah, that's exactly it. Drifting in your thoughts. I like that. If you're just all over the place in your own thoughts and you're not figuring out your thing for yourself, then you are an easy target for people who do know their thing and see you as a way to get it. That doesn't mean that they're evil. It doesn't mean that they're users. It just means that, we all need each other. I can't have this group all by myself. I need you guys in the group, but I'm not using you. You're here of your own free will, and you're allowed to decide that this group is helping me or this group is crap. So, if it's not good, you leave, and if it's helping you, you stay. Let's see if I finish this. And you do it because you don't have your own direction. Once you do declare your intentions and know the direction you want to go in, then it's easier to say no to others because you become busy doing your thing. Yeah. That's I didn't think of that. It's really easy for me to say no to people when they ask me about things. In fact, I'm very good at it because I am very aware of what I'm working on and what I'm trying to accomplish. And it's not that I don't like their thing. It's not that I don't think it's a good idea. It's just that it doesn't fit in my thing. I'm very involved in my thing, and it takes all of my time. I don't have time for your thing. Sorry. Kirsten. Oops, I scrolled right past it. Kirsten says, I try to put it in the love filter. Will this make me feel love, or will this make me feel special? The ego this special is a substitute for love, but really, I think it's an opportunity for energy vampires to take a bite. The ego this special. All right, so here's what I'm getting from this. Is it making me feel love, or will this make me feel special? Meaning that if it's making you feel love, that's good, but if it's making you feel special, that's just an ego boost. Is that what I'm getting from this? So the ego thing, special, is a substitute for love. Okay, but really, it's an opportunity for energy vampires. Yes, okay, I gotcha. Yep. Yeah, if you're just doing an energy boost, this is just kind of making me feel good about like, oh, look how cool I am or something like that. Then yeah, then you're just allowing yourself to be swayed by somebody else's thing rather than, is my heart really swelling from this? Is this making my soul sing? Right? That's the love one. Marsha, I've been dealing with a narcissist. We're still live, right? All of a sudden I realized I hadn't checked in a while. And I was nervous that I read these comments to nobody. Okay. I cracked myself up lately. Marsha says, I've been dealing with a narcissist that was draining me to the point of being sick. Oh, that stinks. I had to pull my I am woman card and put a stop to the cruelty. You roar loud enough and stand firm to protect your energy level. Yeah, you absolutely can do that and have to do that. That's the other thing too. You're allowed to say no, right? Here's the other thing. This does fit. You're allowed to change your mind. A minute ago I said that in terms of maybe it'll be a yes later, but let's say you did end up getting involved in something and you're working with somebody or you're in some relationship or anything like that. You're allowed to change your mind. This isn't working for me anymore. Maybe it even did used to work in some way, but now it's not anymore. Or maybe now you're getting to the point where you're gaining that self-awareness and you're understanding your desires and your direction and what makes you feel love, and right? You're allowed to turn it around and be like, you know what, this doesn't work for me anymore. I'm going to have to walk away from this or step away from this or stop doing this or whatever the end of it looks like. You're allowed to do that. Good for you, Marsha. Thanks for pointing that out. Richard Tuffley said, dang, bro. Okay, cool. I should have known that. Facebook user, I'll remind you on changing your mind. Well, thanks. Exactly. I don't know who you are. So, so that's probably Richard again. Yeah, it's Richard. Okay, cool. Rupert, daily fuel topic. You're allowed to change your mind. Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. But I have to remember it later. Thank you, Robin. And what happened here? Here we go. Richard says, and drifting thoughts for a live. We all brought up awesome points today. I love this. Yeah. Oh, that drifting thoughts. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about this. I was having a conversation with my friend Landon today. The reason that I love doing Facebook Live so much as opposed to, say, like running a YouTube channel where I do this in videos, because that's fun too for me. But the reason I love Facebook Lives is because of this back and forth. To me, this is the most entertaining part. This is the fun part. And also, it's the part where I get to learn within the process too. It's like, I don't know everything. I'm not standing up here like, I have figured it all out. Gather around, ye loser people, and learn from my brilliance. It's not like that at all. It's a little like that, but not really. And Rupert says, the more... I'm giddy today. Sorry. Rupert says, the more you say no, the more powerful the yes becomes. I like that. Yeah, man. That's great. Absolutely. The more you say no, the more powerful the yes becomes. Dude, I'm stealing that and I'm plastering it in the group later. I may or may not tag you. Rupert says, substitute for love, Madonna. Like the Virgin Mary, is that what you mean? Mikey says, done. Done. We're done? Okay. We are not live anymore? Says we're live. I see live. Yes, we are. Catherine's here. I'm here. Hi, Catherine. How are you? You're doing so well at breathing at the right time. This is the most... Caught the end. I don't know. Oh, Madonna the singer. Okay. Rob Ray says, you're doing so well at breathing. I'm still live on my phone. Yeah, we're still live. I don't know why anyone thinks we're not live. You're doing so well at breathing at the right time. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I remembered at one point. Robin says, this is the most hilarious part. Yeah, my favorite part is the comments. I love the comment part. Blake caught the end. Robin says, Coro. I don't know what that means, sorry. Catherine says, I missed the actual content, but my 2 cents is to make sure you don't enable energy vampires either. Sometimes we invite the crazy in because staying the same is easier than change. Yeah, that's a good point. So working off the... all right, so I was saying it's like self-awareness. If you know your direction, if you know your desires, then you are not going to be attracting these people. But what Catherine is adding is that we invite the crazy in because staying the same is easier than change. Because sometimes now, if you do that energy work to figure out your direction, to figure out your desire, well, there's a good chance you're not already on it, right? So now you have to kind of change direction. You're like, wow, I've been kind of going off in this direction, but I need to go in this direction. This is where I need to go. And now, but in order to do that, in order to move in that proper direction, chances are you haven't been living in a bubble all of this time. You have relationships, you have responsibilities, maybe you have a job, maybe you have, things, people, right? And you're going to have to change some of those things. And like she just said, it's hard to make those changes. It's hard to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to have to quit this job, or I'm going to have to change my hours, or I'm going to have to move out, or I'm going to have to do this, or I'm going to have to do that. It doesn't even have to be things that are so dramatic. I don't want to go... I don't want to go to those places anymore. I'd rather go to these places. I don't want to do that kind of activity anymore. I want to do these kinds of things. And then other people aren't going to like you. Right? Once you start changing and getting more in your firm direction, the place where is really what makes you feel the love, what makes your heart sing, when you start going in that direction more, the people around you who were attracted to the you that was wandering around in the darkness, they're not going to like this new you. So yeah, because you're making them feel bad. So thanks for that, Catherine. That was a good addition. Yeah, this is the best part. Mickey said done. I say drop the mic. Oh, done, like done. Okay, I got you now. Amy says you are live. Yes, I know. Who's Mickey? She meant Mikey. Facebook user. That's probably Richard. Yoda once said you must feel the force around you. Yep, Richard. And in you. You must feel the force around you and in you. Yeah, absolutely. Amy says a mouse? A mouse? Did you see a mouse behind me? Oh, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Oh, God, I crack myself up sometimes. I don't know if anybody else has fun on these things, but I got to tell you, man, I really just make myself laugh. Mikey, sorry, I was typing too quick. Okay. MOUSE, and then the things. Blake says it takes commitment and discipline. Yeah, so this goes back to what I was saying before, is that learning how to do this for myself and not worrying so much about the how and when, but also trying to figure out my thing. Like, what the heck do I want to be when I grow up? That takes discipline. Doing the energy work to learn that and to figure that out. Self-awareness isn't just like, you don't just read a book and it's like, oh, look at that. Look, I'm a this. It's not there. It's here. It's in here and it's in here. And you have to do the work to figure it out. And yeah, it absolutely takes commitment and discipline. Deb says, yes, I feel uncomfortable around some old friends. Yeah, I was talking about this today, actually. I'm so different now and find it hard to relate. I know, I was talking to my wife about friends and relationships and stuff. And there's a friend that I have that, if he called me today and was like, dude, I need help, I'd go running over there. But my friendship with him is based on our college days. It's like we were attracted to this very good friendship years ago when we were younger because of where we both were energetically at that point in our lives. But we've since gone in different directions in life, not just what we do or anything like that, but our outlook on life and just, the way that we approach life is very different. So I've gone out to have drinks with him at times where I was almost like, I didn't even feel like telling him what I was up to in my life, because I was like, you're not going to get to any of this. It's just, I'm talking to somebody you're not on the same level as me anymore. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but you will outgrow people when you do this work. And that's going back to what Catherine said, that when you do outgrow people, sometimes we want to hold on to those things because either it's uncomfortable to leave them behind for us, or we're worried about being uncomfortable for them to be like, get the fuck out. It's not nice to say that to people. So, then we let the energy vampires in because we're afraid to make that change. Should have had Catherine write the script. That was the best part. Feel the force, you must. Robin, Mikey's funny. Richard, I suppose, is cracking up right now. Kirsten says, amen. I don't want to do stuff anymore. The energy I put in is not the same as the energy I get back. Yeah, that's the other thing here, is that when you're putting your energy into other people's stuff, when you're putting your energy into being polite or just doing things because you don't want to change or rock the boat, you're not getting much back out of that, and that's why we feel depressed. That's why we get upset or feel stress or just feel melancholy at times. Those things are all indicators of you're not being your best self. Robin, me too. It's funny, I'm in tears. Good. Amy, you do not have to feel the force, Obi-Wan. You are the force. Cool. I like that. Rupert says, seen that meme of the student in school with the teacher. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be happy, right? I want to be happy. That's the John Lennon story. When he was a kid, the teacher asked him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he wrote, I want to be happy. And the teacher said, no, you didn't understand the assignment. And he's like, no, you don't understand life. so that's, John Lennon. There is another. The Star Wars references are strong in this one. Outgrow versus different grow. That's an interesting outlook on that. Yeah, Rupert, I like that. Different grow. Good one. Yeah, maybe you didn't outgrow them. Maybe they also outgrew you, but you just went in different directions. Really, really good. No, I read that one. My first live here. Who is this? My first live here. Crystal. Hi, Crystal. How are you? My first live here. Crystal is relatively new to the group. The vibe seems great. Thank you. And definitely digging the advice. I will drop by again sometime soon. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you like that. You're welcome. We're here every day except Sunday and yesterday. So Catherine says, I don't mind people not being on the same level as long as they don't react negatively or judgmental to my life. Yes. I'm okay with people not relating as long as they accept me. Yeah, good point. The thing with my friend was I was nervous that there wasn't going to be the acceptance. There was going to be like, I don't understand. Because I know what he's like. I don't understand why you just do blah, 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 blah. It's like, and I just didn't feel like getting into it. Most people, I don't care what they think. And good for you for bringing that up. Thanks. A Facebook user says... Is this this? A friend told me this is Richard, and Crystal. Look at this, Richard. Crystal found the button. She can do it, dude. You can do it too. A friend told me once we owe it to ourselves to take care of ourselves the way we do with our best friend. Yeah. All right. Don't we tell our kids that? If you have kids, right, and you see your own child upset about themselves and like putting themselves down, I would tell my kid, I would not let anyone talk to you the way you are talking to you. Like, I wouldn't stand for it. Nobody in this world is allowed to say the things to you that you are saying to yourself. But the same thing, if you don't have kids, think of it as your best friend. Like the way you speak to yourself and you think of yourself and you like, would you give the advice to your best friend to do the thing that you're doing? Well, I guess I'll do this thing. I guess I'll let you sway me to do something I don't want to do. I guess that I'll hang on to this bad relationship, bad job, bad advice, bad anything because I'm too afraid to try the thing that I think should be the direction. You wouldn't let a best friend do that. Don't be your own best friend. Crystal says, balancing energies has been a very hard part of this journey, but completely worth it. Shaking off the vampires made it a lot easier. Yeah, balancing energies, that's interesting, has been a very hard part of this journey, but completely worth it. Sorry, I needed a breath break there. I'm trying to think of what you mean by balancing energies, like balancing what you want and compared to what other people want. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by balancing, but I get the gist of what you're saying, that you're doing your own energy work and learning to do your energy work and getting to that place where you're finding your firm belief, your desires, your direction is getting easier when you shake off the people who are trying to sway you in other directions. And to flip that around, when you do become that person who understands your direction, or in your words, has found more of that balance, then what you'll find is that those energy vampires aren't even able to come around anymore. So it's not that you shook them off and now you can find balance. It's that you're finding balance and they're getting bored. They're just like, you're not an easy mark anymore. I'm going to go somewhere else. Catherine says 10,000%, Bobby. That's the name of the group now. Okay. If we know someone will be negative no matter what, it's probably a waste of everyone's time most of the time. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. And that's why it's like I'm not friends anymore. I just don't go out of my way to do much with them because there's not that. I have other friends. I'm friends with a lot of you know Landon and my friend Tony, who was in this group. Tony and I grew up together. We lived together since we were not together. Lived next door to each other on the same block. Our houses were next door since we were 2 years old, and we grew up in the same time. We were best friends. Then now as adults we're friends again. And the funny thing is that we're both doing things in our life, and we're doing things differently, but we are constantly supporting and pushing each other up. We are the best friend to each other. That's like pointing out, like, hey, you can do this thing, but it's because it's good for you, not because it's good for me, or not because I want to control you. Those are the best friends you want. I don't know how I got on best friends. But anyway, thanks 10,000% Bobby. I just wanted to read that again. Thanks. Robin says, Richard Tuffley, fabulous, right on advice. I forgot what he said. And Crystal is laughing, and Robin is giving Catherine the thumbs up. And Crystal says, not being taken advantage of is what I'm referring to, but still being kind. Oh, okay, that kind of balance. Right, exactly. That is a good balancing act. Right. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You want to say no. You want to assert yourself, but you don't want to come across as rude or, exactly. You still want to be kind. So I like that. Very good. Thank you. Facebook user. Dude, that's your name from now on. I'm calling you Facebook user. Thank you. I hope you know that I'm teasing you. Sometimes I forget that people don't really know me that well. I'm very sarcastic and I tease. Pillar of Light, you and the rest of you realm dwellers. This is Richard, right? Yeah. And Amy, 10,000% Bobby group. Amy says, yes, bounce off each other. Friends are so fantastic. Yep. And then Marcia says, the energy vampires think differently. They just don't understand how destructive they are being and won't try to understand. Yeah, that's true of the narcissistic ones. The ones who are actively, for whatever reason, just users. I agree with you 10,000% on that, Marcia. Because I think we all know somebody who's like that. But the issue here is that some energy vampires, they're not narcissistic. They're not really users. They're just people with, as a business owner, there are people who come to me all the time with business proposals. Hey, would you like to work on this project? Now, that doesn't make them narcissistic or a user. They're not out to get me. I'm sure that they're the 99.9% of the time they're coming at me with reasons why they think it might be good for me, and what do I think would I be interested in working on this? And I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. If you're doing your job enough that people are coming to you with ideas, or hey, do you want to work on this with me, or hey, do you want to go do this thing with me? That's fantastic. The problem becomes when you don't know which way you're going in your life or your business, so you're just saying yes to things because you don't know any better. It's like, well, I guess I'll try that. So it's not that they're the energy vampire, it's that you become your own energy vampire by saying yes to things that you have no business saying yes to. Facebook user update. Dude, he cracked me up. Nothing intimidates a vampire more than an educated empath. Yeah, right? When you're solid, they have nothing on you. And Katie is here. Hello, Katie. How are you? Can you see me now? Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Well done. So Amy, some energy vampires are just lovely, sweet people, but they want you to do their thing. They do. But a lot of times if you learn to say no, they'll respect that. The ones that Marcia is pointing out are the ones who will not respect that, who will manipulate, who are passive aggressive, or those manipulators. They'll get their claws in you, and they'll make you feel dumb, or they'll talk in such a roundabout way that you get confused, that you don't really know, like, well, I guess that kind of makes sense, and you don't. I think somebody like that. If you don't, then congratulations. That's I hope you don't, but you probably do. Robin says yes. Narcissists never try to understand, won't take no for an answer. That's when we need our own opposite vampire to ward them off and say no. Yeah, the opposite vampire is your own solid grounding in self-awareness and self-worth. Self-worth is really self-worth is the antidote to the narcissist. Self-worth. When you know who you are, then you won't let them in that way. You know, that's a whole nother daily fuel. Ray button. A lot of narcissists are very charming people, so watch out. Yeah, they can definitely be charming. And they'll seem like your best friend at first. Kirsten, I feel like this is a work meeting. Is that a good thing? Opposite vampire is garlic. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe just eat a lot of garlic and have bad breath and they'll go away. All right, guys, let's be done. I know it's Friday night. I didn't have wine tonight because I still got to go out. We're having pizza. We're doing pizza and a movie with the kids tonight, so I'm gonna go get that. And look at that, 45 minutes, and we're still live. So that's wonderful. I'm glad I took this chance, and it worked. So we'll see. Daily Fuel will be back again tomorrow, and then that's that. So Catherine, you get the booby prize tonight. You're the last commenter, and Rupert just swooped in and stole it from you. So sorry, Catherine. Sucks for you. Good night, says Rupert. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it as always. And Facebook user gets the last comment, but no, you don't get the booby prize because I don't give booby prizes to anonymous people, even though I know who they are. And then Katie stole it, and then Richard stole it. You know what? Stop stealing it. You know what? Rupert, you still get it. Goodbye, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.